Today I want to show you the Object Mask tool, the new feature that comes to Premiere Pro 26. So I'm gonna talk about how it works, what it does, and how you can use it. Let's go, let's do it. Let's say I just want to select this person. All I have to do is find a frame where she's like quite well visible and then select the new tool. Once it's selected, I just go to the program monitor and just click on her. And that's it. She's selected now, but I can see there are parts of her that are not selected, like this roller skate, so I will just add it to the selection. I could also press Alt or Option on the keyboard and remove things from selection if I wanted to, but I will leave it as it is. In the Effect Controls panel, we've got this unassigned mask, object mask, right? Right now it's not tracked, so if I were to move the playhead, it would basically stay in this position, so I have to track her now. And the best way to do it when I'm in the middle of the clip is to select this button over here, which basically tracks her forward and then goes back to the first keyframe and goes backwards to track, the frames that came before. So let's do it now. And look how well it tracks all of her movement, even when she's leaving the frame. And even for those parts where it's kind of dark in the frame. That's what, I don't know, shocked me in a way, that it is really, because for rotoscoping that I did in the past, very often in those frames where the object was moving out of frame, it was losing the track of it. It wasn't sure what it's supposed to select. But I want to address a few things right now, right? So what you can do with it, for example, right? Because right now it doesn't do anything. It's basically, you can't see it doing anything because it's just a selection, it's just a mask. So it's an assigned mask, basically. So it's not even assigned to an effect, to opacity even. So to apply it to something, to effect or opacity, you have to right-click and change it to opacity mask, right? Or you could leave the object mask unassigned. Then all you have to do is drag the effect onto the clip. And it basically will apply it only to the selection. So as you can see, it's assigned now. It's basically applied to this effect I dropped on the clip. And you could, of course, invert it. So you could have this effect instead, right? But we could go even further. For example, I could right now duplicate this clip by alt dragging it, right, on top of it. What I could do now is that I could invert it once again, but this object mask, I will basically move it onto opacity instead. So I will disable it on the black and white, and I moved it onto opacity, right? And what it does right now, if I move this clip a little bit, we get the second copy of her, right? So we get this effect very quickly. And I could keep going. I could create another one. And right now we will have 3 echoes of her, sloping through this ramp. That's just one of the examples. What I also want to mention is how these masks are stored. Because the interesting thing is that it doesn't store the mask information, the tracking information, within the project file. It stores it within the folder that is saved in the same location as the project file, but in a separate folder. What does it mean? First of all, it means the project file stays relatively small. I mean, it doesn't grow when you're adding more masks. Secondly, it means that it doesn't slow down the project because it basically references some files that are, stored within a different folder. So basically the same way it's referencing clips you imported into the project. So it's a great thing. Thirdly, it means that you can transform and make transformation, like scale position to the masks without actually messing up with the masks. So that's another great feature about this way of dealing with these masks. And fourth, it means that when you're removing a project, when you want to send a project to someone else, you also have to remember about sending this folder with masks. If you won't do it, then people who will open the project will see the files and so on, but they will not see the masks. The mask will not work, basically. They will see that there are some masks applied, but the program will not see these masks. Okay, let's do another example. So for example here, let's say I want to select just her t-shirt, right? So I don't want to do any selection on her, while it would be actually the default behavior. So when I hover over the, her shirt, it selects her entire body, right? But we don't want to do it. We just want to select her t-shirt. So what I could do instead is that I could select this lasso tool over here and basically lasso around the object I'm interested in, right? So that's the selection I'm making. And let's see. Yes, even though we had an arm as part of the selection, it recognized that no, that's probably not what we wanted to select. Because I dragged around her shirt, that's what it selected. And now again, I can basically press this button, which will track forward and backwards, and it will do the job. And once again, it does it quite well. And what I think we'll do with it is we'll change the color of the clothing. That's the plan. So we will basically apply lumetri color effect to it. But look at this. Like, this clip is like over a half-minute long, so very long clip. And first of all, how quickly it goes, it's real time right now. I'm not speeding this up. And secondly, it changes, the scale of this clothing changes dramatically throughout the shot, yet it didn't lose the track of it, right? So right now we'll apply some lumetri color on it. So I'll just go to lumetri color over here. And with unassigned masks, as soon as we make changes, it should basically apply lumetri color with this mask already involved. So what we'll do, we'll apply the hue versus hue adjustment. So I will just click on this, and yes, object mask has been automatically applied to the effect. And right now I can basically change the hue of her clothing. I would like something, maybe something like that, like a little bit purple. Is it purple? I think it's purple, right? And look at this. It's done, and it looks amazing. Like, it looks as if it was like this in real life. And of course you can use it in many other ways, but basically, it makes the compositing work a lot easier, replacement work a lot easier. You can replace sky, for example, in an image. Your imagination is the limit. Sky is the limit in this case.